Mhm. But yeah.
Got a nip of gin, put in the water.
How do we know that?
Cheers to happy holiday.
Merry Christmas.
Okay, Jackie, as you know, the holidays are right around the corner. And what a wonderful time of busyness, coziness, and all those delicious holiday treats.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about Christmas cookies.
What is your favorite holiday treat?
Oh gosh. I love thumbprint cookies, the ones with the little print, and I
Mhm.
love Russian tea cakes.
Well, do you want to know what my favorite holiday treats are?
Yes.
The ones that don't have artificial colors
Oh.
in them.
Dolly, I'm nervous this year because it's my first year being dye-free and kind of artificial flavors free,
Okay.
and even trying to avoid natural flavors, which I've seen on labels, and I'm trying to steer clear of those. And I don't know how to be not a turd.
You know who enjoyed their holidays without red dye 40, artificial flavors, and preservatives?
Who?
These guys. The first Thanksgiving wasn't made special because we had M&M filled cookies, but because we had love in our hearts and gratitude for God's provisions.
Hello there. Don't tell me hello. I saw you trying to sneak in artificial dyes and we don't need it.
But I thought it would make your day more merry and bright.
Oh. Okay, so let's get into our lunch segment, and I'd like to unpack how does this look? Because I'm thinking like bowls of M&Ms.
Yes.
Or, I mean, I'm actually not really anti like the little foil covered candies. I know they have like some artificial flavors in there, or maybe like natural flavors, but they're not. There's not lots of
Yeah.
creepy stuff. I mean, there might be some corn syrup, but I'd take that over food
Yeah.
dyes. I don't know. Like,
Okay, yeah, I can go back to my childhood and then
Okay.
talk about the things that I do for my kids
yes,
in these situations.
please.
So, again, growing up, all natural. One example I have is every year our church would have this big bonfire and hayride for the church. And of course, with bonfires come s'mores. And we could not find natural marshmallows.
Mhm.
And so my mom would make marshmallows for us and would take them to the bonfire. That's one very little
Did
example.
anybody try to steal the marshmallows?
No. You know what they did? And this is, look, remember this is 30 years ago, way before this was becoming mainstream. There was very little information out there about it. I do know that my mom was kind of made fun of sometimes. She talks about it. It was
Mhm.
difficult at times. People kind of thought we were the only homeschool family in our church that I know of.
Oh.
Definitely the only ones eating like this. And
Mhm.
so I think it was a little difficult at times. And there have been times, even in my own motherhood journey at this point, where it's been a battle. People have not understood. I've had to stand my ground, and people have either gotten insulted or they do make comments that make you feel like you're failing as a mom.
Oh,
Like,
if I'm ready to have comments.
yeah, well, and they have been comments like, well, but this is a childhood memory, or
Oh man.
or it's not going to hurt them this one time. But here, as I've grown in this, I've learned responses to this and really just how to take it and just let it roll off your shoulders. So the first one that I do is always take swaps for my kids. If
Okay.
we are going to a Christmas party, there will always be natural candy canes, natural candy cane lollipops.
What? Wait, what?
And I will get to the brands later. Yeah,
Oh.
in my purse. Always. So because
I
if
didn't
you
know there was this. I thought we were going to have to give up candy canes this Christmas.
Absolutely
and my
not.
kids will be devastated. Okay, let's be honest. I'm going to be devastated. I can't have candy
Me
canes this
too.
Christmas.
So there are so many swaps out there that you can make.
Oh.
And I will get to those at the end and just list a few really great brands. So I always have the swaps in my purse, and I will always take a baked good. Now, I'm going to say this, the community that we are a part of, there are a lot of like-minded moms at this point.
Okay.
And so it's almost been a non-issue in recent years. Early motherhood was another issue, though.
Okay.
I wasn't really plugged into like-minded moms and stuff, and so I
Mhm.
did have to deal with this a
Well,
lot.
We're going to be traveling, so we will be completely
Yes.
out of our kitchen, out of our
Yes.
space, in other people's spaces, eating
Yes.
their stuff, which I mean is wonderful.
Yeah.
I love eating other people's stuff, but I don't want to. Yeah, I want to avoid
Well, so
pitfalls.
so that's one thing I do. One practical thing that I do is I always take the swaps. It did used to hurt me a little bit when people would say things like, "This is a childhood memory," or whatever. And what I realized is it's not up to us to project our childhood memories into our
Mm.
childhood. Our memories are our memories,
Yes.
and their memories
Are
are
theirs.
their memories. A core childhood memory of mine are my delicious homemade square marshmallows. And I love that. And I love my mom for that. And now as an adult, I see the effort, I see the love, I see the care that was put
Yeah.
into that.
Yeah.
So for my kiddos, I think I think a core memory for them is going to be them always asking everybody, "Is this natural?" They're offer things, "Is this natural?" But they're going to have their own core memories of the special little treat in mom's purse,
Uh-huh.
or just the bag that I would swap out
Yeah.
for whatever bag of goodies. And this
Yeah.
this applies to anything, birthday parties, all of that. Just
Yeah.
if you know there's going to be a pinata, that like you take your little bag of that you're just gonna swap out, and it's just an easy trade. And I'll tell you, more times than not, kids are so interested in that candy
Yeah.
and like want to share, like see what they have. So, and actually, that takes me to another kind of strategy that I have is take enough to share. So, if you're gonna have like your bag of natural lollipops,
Uh-huh.
make sure you have enough for other kids. So it's not kind of like, you know, my kids only eat this. It's like,
Yes.
my kids have this. Would you like some too?
Okay.
So then it helps people feel included. I do feel like that opens it up for a conversation on, oh, why these and not these? And you're able to kind of say, well, these ingredients, my kids are affected by them.
Mhm.
And they might ask why.
Yeah, it's very inclusive instead of exclusive because
Right.
that's what I was thinking.
Well,
Like,
it
I
can
don't want
come
to be like,
across as snobby. It can.
yeah.
And we want to avoid that. And I don't want, I love educating people on this. And I want to be an open door. This is why we're doing this, and include other people and at least let them understand. And maybe they'll walk away thinking a little bit about that. You know,
Let's say somebody's like, "Can your kids have this?" Do you like take it from their hands and look at the ingredient list? Like, how do
um,
you do that?
okay. So at this point, I, I really do know what
Okay.
like I said, 8 years old. I'm not exaggerating.
Okay, so you
8
haven't done
years
homework.
old, I was reading labels, and I always read labels.
Hmm.
And I have this weird memory when it comes to labels. I can not with anything else.
Oh man, nothing else. Bummer.
I can read a label once and remember it. I don't know why. I really think it's because I've done it for over 30 years. So I know the brands. I know which ones are good.
Uh,
It's rare that someone's gonna hand something. I'll be like, oh, let me check that. I
but
think
but would you if you don't know? Or would you
if I
you're
don't
just
know, yeah, but it's quick. I mean,
yeah,
my eye will go right to like red dye 40 or
yeah,
artificial
that's
flavor or
true. I've
something. So
done that too, I
yeah,
guess. So it's not.
I think what really is trickier is the homemade treats. There's not an ingredients label on
Hmm.
it. And there have been times where I'm looking at it, it's like a chocolate cupcake with vanilla frosting.
Yeah.
I kind of, I'll balance it out. Like chances of something being that are slim,
Hmm.
they can have it. If there's sprinkles on the frosting, I might say something like, oh, that's a lot of frosting. Let's take it off.
Oh,
So there's strategies that
okay.
I've come
That's
up
pretty.
with that work and that I feel are kind of clever
Yeah.
and like keep people from being offended because you don't. I mean, that's a lot when people make handmade treats. Like
Yeah.
that's such a gift of love, and I'm such a giver and love baking for people. I can see that. So
Yes.
there's little clever ways to do it,
Yes.
um, to not offend, but really maintain this healthy boundary.
Hmm. Hmm.
And, as far as it goes for family, all of our family knows where we stand. A lot of family, they are in line with us
Okay.
anyways, but the few that aren't, they know. Um, there was a struggle early on, I would say, but all in all, it's been respectful and
Do
understanding.
Do you have any tips for people who are introducing this lifestyle for the first time and don't want to be weird?
That would be a question for my mom. So I think the first thing is acceptance that you're going to be weird. If you're the only one doing this,
Yeah.
right? You're weird anyways. Just embrace
Yeah,
it.
that's true. I already have.
Maybe just like deflect, like just do something even weirder. No, listen, I think again, just go back to the heart of it. They are not doing this out of malice. You have a boundary, just state the facts. We've discovered my child has a really terrible behavioral reaction to these ingredients. You don't have to be specific
Mm-hmm.
to these ingredients. And
Hmm.
thank you so much. It's beautiful, but I have a swap in my purse, so you don't have to worry about it. And maybe take that responsibility off of them. Yeah.
Swapping my purse.
Yeah. I have a swap in my purse. You're going to live by that.
A swap. I guess I need to go in my purse. In my purse. I don't. All I have is like meat sticks. I need candy cane swaps. I need to go shopping post haste. Okay, so something else that I'm curious about. My older to kind of my oldest especially gets like how to say no thank you
Yeah.
or just to steer clear from those things and he has like the willpower and my second is getting there. My 4-year-old does not. I, like, turned around at Fall Fest, and I turned back, and she had a neon blue cupcake, and she was
Oh.
like, "Look what I won," and I was like, "Yes, you did," and she was like, "Ow," and I
And I'd be like, "Oops."
well, I
Aw.
was well, I let her eat it, and I was like, "We're gonna have a bad day," like, I was
Yeah.
watching her eat it, and I knew it was gonna be bad later, so, like, how do you navigate?
Okay, that's hard. That's hard. So this is where we are the parent. They are the child. We have to make decisions and choices that we know are healthy for our kids, and it's so
Well,
hard.
what do you, like, coach them before? Like, "Hey, kids, we're about to go to Nana's house, and Nana
Yeah.
has gummy bears."
Yes, we
Okay.
do the coaching. Look, I think that situation, that is trickier when they're just like, you're at the thing
Yeah.
and they win the thing or they're given the thing and you didn't really see it. They're excited about it and you just like snatch it out of their hand. So for my kids, again, we've grown up in this culture of is it natural? It's not. We don't eat it. There will be a swap later. So I think in that case, I would have probably been like, honey, it's beautiful. Congratulations, you won it. I have an even better swap at home.
Mm,
And then take
okay.
it. And look, they're going to be sad probably or a little upset, I think, if they're not really used to that.
Mhm.
But follow through on your promise. Make sure to get her a treat. Even if it's on the way home, you're going to stop at Walmart and like get a pack of Annie's organic gummies or something.
Okay.
Make good on your promise. Think about it. You're going to let them eat that the next 2 weeks because it takes a good 2, 3 weeks for this to detox out of the system. You know it's going to be miserable. They're going to be getting in trouble. They're going to be emotionally distraught.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a short-term pleasure and a long-term consequence.
Mhm.
My kids know. I tell them if you eat this, you know that you're going to
Mhm.
be very uncomfortable the next few days. You're going to get in trouble because you can't control yourself, your emotions.
Mhm.
And a 4-year-old will understand that. Any younger, I feel like it gets a little tough. And that's just where we don't eat this. It's not natural. I have something better
Mm,
later on. And then you swap that out.
okay. And so do you for your older kids, what do they say when somebody's like, "Hey, do you want some M&Ms or you want like or here, have this cookie?"
My older kids know.
So what do
They
they
know.
say?
They
Just like, "No, thanks."
they'll say no thank you or that's not natural. We can't have
Oh,
it.
golly.
That's I'm not kidding. They're like, is that natural? That's not natural. We can't have it. And people don't really question it. And
Okay.
I think they kind of think it's funny. And it's really, I mean, they're looking more at me like this weird crunchy mom, but
Okay. Okay.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I really am. And like I said, I do try to keep the door open. I don't want to be like the snobby, like what we do is better, even though I believe it is. Oh, might cut that.
Okay, just kind of
Awkward.
be
Yeah.
prepared with kindness and maybe an
Mhm.
explanation
And don't
and
take offense.
okay.
People know what they know, and they don't know what they don't know.
Mhm.
And you would think it's so weird because it's food. It's food, and people get offended over food.
Yeah.
And I used to not get this. I'm like, why are you offended? Because I won't let my kid eat that. It's
Mhm.
not your life.
Yeah.
But food is so, so deeply rooted to tradition.
Mhm.
It is personal,
Mhm.
especially when you're hand making it. And so they're trying to share this part of them, of their childhood, of their tradition, and to have somebody just kind of like poo-poo it away
Yeah.
because we don't do that,
Yeah.
that can be offensive. And so just really being sensitive to that and why people are doing what they're doing,
Mhm.
but standing that ground because you know it's better for your child. 5 minutes of eating a cupcake is not worth the 2 weeks of emotional distress or whatever reaction
Yeah.
your kid might have. And remember too, that's just the external.
Right.
If that is what we are seeing is the effect, what is that doing on a cellular level in those little bodies?
Yeah.
And when you really start to think about it, and we're going to get into that, in later episodes, but when you really think of the damage
Like the
that is
turmoil.
doing, it
Yeah.
is in the brain and in the body and the detox systems is all out of whack. It really makes it a lot easier to maintain
Yeah.
those boundaries.
When and also during the holiday time, like, who needs that? Like, when it's kind of the
Exactly.
season when people are generally crammed together and getting sick more often,
Yes,
like,
and
who
you're already
needs
tired because the schedules are all like nobody's on a schedule.
Yeah.
Everybody's tired. Everybody's kind of excited and worked out. And then you're thrown into the mix.
Yeah.
Some red dye
They're,
40.
like,
Like,
tripping a kid out the door, like, "Hey,
yeah,
have fun,
yeah,
honey."
yeah. And then we're upset because they're upset and it's our own doing, and I don't want to shame anybody for your family traditions or these beautiful things. And they are beautiful, and they hold such good memories of grandma and grandpa and all of
Mhm.
these things. But when we know more, we do better. When we know better, we do better. And the good thing is, in today's age, we have the internet. We have all the information we need to go ahead and start making those swaps. So we don't have to lose out on the emotional
Mhm.
goodness of this certain
Mhm.
thing. We just have to find out a different way
Right.
to do it, which I think takes us right into our dinner segment
Yes.
of the practical just swaps and stuff
Right.
that we can make.
Well, I know mine is going to be having swaps in my purse.
Yes.
Maybe I need a bigger purse, but right now I have a diaper bag, so it's gonna
That's
be full
perfect.
of healthy candy canes apparently. And yeah.
Yeah.
And then maybe also I'm going to, and I'll encourage you guys to coach your kids in how to be polite and say no thank
Yeah.
you. And maybe if they're a little older, coaching them how to make it not awkward.
Yeah. Yeah. And really a simple no thank you. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you know what they're going to be handed is not going to be, within your set of values,
Hmm.
just no thank you. We're not going to accept candy from anybody tonight. But I have a really good goodie bag. And I do that. I
Okay.
bribe my kids with like, I have this really good surprise for you.
Okay.
Don't take candy from anybody.
Okay.
Like, no, not from strangers and not from grandma.
Okay.
And it tends to work. It does. It tends to work out. So I think some advice I would give just on a practical level is number one, don't freak out about it.
Okay.
If your kid ends up eating something, they eat it. There's a lot going on. And I don't, when you, especially you, like you're new at this, you've been doing this for less than a year.
Hmm.
You all have to get used to it. Your kids have to get used to it. They have to learn the whys. You might even have to explore the whys a little bit and why you're doing it. And like, what is your line
Hmm.
that you're going to hold? Why is that there? So know your reasoning. Stick with it, but don't kill yourself over it. 'Cause
Because I'm thinking like my whys are no cancer, which is pretty.
yeah, that's a pretty good
That's a
one.
pretty good.
And that's exactly it. And I know my kids, especially my oldest, cares deeply about his health.
Mm.
And he's very concerned. He knows when he eats certain things that it's going to affect him.
Hmm.
He knows how it affects him at this
Hmm.
point. He's very smart with this. And so kids know. And I bet yours already, since you've had that out of their diet for a while, they know when it's kind of introduced back in. And
Hmm.
so they'll start making those decisions on their own too.
Hmm.
So, yeah. So I think that's just number one. Like, don't freak out about it. Know your boundaries. Be gentle. Be calm. If it happens, it happens. Just we start over tomorrow. We do better
Hmm.
tomorrow.
Hmm.
There's as Scarlett O'Hara said, tomorrow is another day. So we always have another day to do better.
Okay.
So I want to talk about some swaps, actually, just some really good brands
Okay.
that they have all the Christmas treats. They have the candy canes, the lollipops, they have jelly beans, the chocolates, they have chocolate M&Ms
Okay.
that bake really well in cookies. I've used those.
Okay.
So the first one is Annie's, which I think a lot of us have
Mhm.
heard of Annie's. They sell that at Walmart, at Target, at all like the normal shopping places. So
Mhm.
they have cookies, crackers,
Mhm.
gummies. The next one is Yum Earth. So if you want candy canes, this is the place to get them.
And you
Yum
said
Earth.
they're minty?
They have mint and they have
Okay.
blue ones colored with
Oh,
spirulina.
wonderful.
And then actually Thrive Market as well. Their brand a
Ah,
lot of times is natural. So check out Thrive Market
okay.
and they'll have a lot of natural stuff.
Okay.
And then sprinkles. There are a few different brands. The ones that we use the most are Supernatural
Okay.
sprinkles, and they have like fall time ones, unicorn, and a lot of Christmas options as
Okay.
well. And those are available. I get those on Amazon.
Okay.
And another place I go to a lot for Christmas time is the Natural Candy Store.
Okay.
So that's an online natural candy place, and they have everything. They have all the baking stuff, sprinkles. They have marshmallows. They have like peppermint marshmallows. They have
Sorry, I'm looking
beautiful,
very
yeah, I
excited.
know. They have like beautiful lollipops. Every year, my kids get a lollipop from here. They have
Aw.
like giant candy coins and like the little foil wrapped
Yeah.
pretty Christmas stuff. So I love the natural. So it's naturalcandystore.com
Okay.
and they have everything. It's a little more expensive and like you have to pay for shipping. So I shop there once a year just for their Christmas
Okay.
candies and
Uh-huh.
it's so good. And then I think like just swaps for your everyday Christmas traditions.
Mhm.
So for us the big one is hot cocoa.
Mm.
We love hot cocoa. But even like the natural brands at the store still has weird stuff in it that I'm not comfortable with.
Mhm.
Just make your own. It is the
So
easiest.
so making it seems like a lot of work and
Okay.
takes me forever. Do you do like a mix or
Okay, so
something?
you
Is it
can. So
okay.
typically when I do make it, I just throw it in the pot. And I don't really have a recipe I follow,
Mm.
but you can actually make pre-made mixes
Okay.
if you want.
Yeah.
I actually have 2 recipes that I have been making just to have, like, the little jar,
Yeah.
so my kids can heat Christian is 10 years old.
Yeah.
He can just heat the milk up. He can make it for his siblings, so
Okay.
it's very easy. So I'm gonna try to get those up on my website, mulberrypatchhome.com, and I do have a recipe section already,
Cool.
and so I'll try to upload that soon
Okay.
because it's such an easy swap to make.
Yeah.
You can have the powdered mix. They make great gifts, but again, just something you can keep the tradition,
Yep.
to shift it a little bit.
Yep.
And it does take a little more effort. You might have to order it. You might have to make it ahead of time, but it's worth it.
Mhm.
It is worth it for the health of your kids, for the health of your family.
Mhm.
It will help the holidays go smoother if we're not all having these mental breakdowns. The sugar already is going to give us kind of these highs and lows.
Yeah.
I do not worry about sugar during
Right.
this time of year at
Yeah.
all. This is
Yeah.
like, we're just going to have at it.
Yep.
But really maintaining those boundaries for the artificial flavors,
Mhm.
colors, preservatives.
Mhm.
And I would say if anybody has a question on where to start, like, do I need to cut it all out? Start with the colors. I feel like if you can just start with those
Yeah.
dyes, it's easy to
Mm.
look at a label and see red dye 40, blue lake 5.
Mm.
A lot of times, if it doesn't have the color, like other bad ingredients are
Mhm.
going to kind of not be there.
Yeah.
And it's a really good starting point just to get into that habit.
Yep.
And I feel like the most intense emotional reactions do come from those colors.
Yes.
I've seen it even in my own kids. Some of
Uh-huh.
them, they're okay if we just cut those colors out.
Mhm.
Others, they really can't even have a natural color. And again, that's another topic for, or I'm sorry, a natural flavor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Sure.
that's another topic
Yeah.
for another day. But
Natural, like where it says
yeah,
natural flavors.
exactly.
Okay.
So it's going to depend on the kid. And again, it's not all about the reaction. Some people can eat this stuff, they're not going to have a reaction.
Mhm.
But
Doesn't mean
internally,
we know already.
exactly,
We
like,
know what's going
yeah,
on
the
inside.
studies have been done. We know that these synthetic food dyes are linked to cancer
Mhm.
and hyperactivity. We know that BHT and BHA is linked to hormone disruption. All this stuff we're eating, it's not necessary. We have the swaps, we have the replacements.
Mhm.
It does cost a little more, but we don't also need like a pound of candy
Yeah.
per kid to eat. Little treat bags,
Yeah.
everything in moderation, I think is very important. That change your mindset even on the traditions. Does it have to be centered around food or can we center it around something
Mm.
else
I think
as
that would
well?
be number 3 in the list
Sure.
is maybe make your own traditions
Well,
or
yes,
recognize that you have the power to do that.
that's exactly right. It's kind of like going back to what I said earlier. We have this idea that we have to take our childhood and project it onto our kids'
Mhm.
childhood. It's time to start our own traditions.
And that's a healthy
It
thing,
is,
and
and
it's a
it's
life-giving
special,
thing.
and I love it creating those new traditions
Mhm.
centered around your family's values
Mhm.
today is such a beautiful, life-giving thing to
Yep.
do for your family. So, kind of breaking free of this idea that this their childhood has to look like mine. It does not. And
Right.
it shouldn't. It
No,
shouldn't.
you're
They're gonna grow
right.
up. And what's interesting is I think kind of going back to my mom and the things she did for us, I don't think she ever thought these were gonna become traditions or
Right.
core memories,
Right.
but they did.
Yeah.
And then that has now followed me into my own motherhood.
Mhm.
And I've been able to take the things she taught us, and I've gone even further with that.
Mhm.
And I've created even more tradition for my own family that
Mhm.
it's just as special and just as meaningful. I feel honored that I get to be my kid's mom. And I
Yeah.
went into this with the knowledge that my mom gave us. I am so grateful for her
Mhm.
in what just these ideas and these values that she instilled
Yeah. It's a
in me.
legacy.
It is. And that I was able to go into motherhood already with this knowledge. I feel like it has helped me so much. I don't know how I would have managed now, but those early days, not knowing that my kids' behavior could
Mhm.
actually be linked to something they're eating
Mhm.
and that I've been able to just keep that
Yeah,
out for
that
the
it's in
most
your
part.
power to
It
help.
is. It is because I have some kids that are so sensitive to this where and this is a controversial thing to say, but they eat certain things and it's like within 20 minutes they're getting these characteristics of what you would label like with somebody who's autistic
Yep.
or has these very bad emotional issues. And so I am grateful for that knowledge and I'm grateful for the opportunity to give this knowledge to you, our viewers, and to have the questions from you. And I love that you're just getting your feet wet in this whole world of natural crunchy momness.
I'm
And
nervous.
it's so fun though. And you said it already, like one step at a time. We are not going to do it all at once.
Mhm.
Even me, I'm 30 years, I don't know any different,
Mhm.
but eating naturally, right? And I fail some days, but things just slip through the cracks. And we just wake up the next day and we do better.
Mhm.
And we keep reading, we keep researching, we keep trying to do better for our families. I love health. I love food. I love label reading. So,
Whee!
yeah. Yay, label.
Nothing like it. Nothing like a good brisk walk in a label to read.
I think that grocery aisles are really they're done wrong. You have all the pretty like front labels. They should all be
Just
turned
flip
around
and
so I can just look at the labels.
Be
Oh,
like, nope, 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 nope. It does make shopping a lot faster once you know what you're looking for.
yeah.
Well, I think that you've given us some really great, or giving me some really great tips for how to survive the holidays in healthy ways.
Yes.
That rhymed.
Yeah. And remember, it's not at the end of the day, it's not about the food. It's not. It's about the connection. It's about the people. Food is just kind of a means to get there. If you have questions, type them in the comments below. And if you have any great ideas on natural swaps that you make for your family, let us know. We would love to learn and hear from you as well. Thank you so much for joining us today. We hope to see you next time on Holistic Motherhood.
Merry
Thanksgiving.
Christmas! Merry Christmas, Thanksgiving!
Snack wisely. You're so right. I did not need that red dye 40 to make my Thanksgiving special.
I'm very glad that you have come around to see it my way.
Yes.
Let us go celebrate with our Native American friends and thank God for the goodness that He has given us.
I did notice I had some MSG in the stuffing, and look how big it made my feet.
My word, Bartholomew, what were you thinking?
Oh dear, I don't know, Prudence, but let us go. Our guests are await. No, wait, we're the guests. Our hosts are awaiting.
Yes.